booth, a very special guest, as will wait Mick Van Vassen's first pitch of the inning. He shows bunt, pulls the bat away, takes a called strike on the inside corner. Joined now by Mike Schmidt, a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer with a long career and, of course, a World Series champion as well. Your accolades are a mile long. Mike, thank you very much for joining us here for a few moments as the pitch is swung on. Ground ball right back to the mound. Stabbed by Van Vassen. He'll have it underhand to first in time. Oh, it's just in time.
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful to be here. The play we just saw, I guess you guys know that being here all summer, the sun's in the first baseman's eyes over there.
Yeah, it's always tricky here at Cardines Field. Now, have you been to this ballpark before?
No, I haven't, but I stood down in that right field box down there for half an inning, and you could barely see the field. And it was like right where the first baseman plays, so I would have my players sprinting all the way to first base.
Every time.
Can't see the ball.
Here's Ryan Lukács, who takes first pitch strike. Lukács on for the Keene Swamp Bats here, making his third postseason start. As he bats from the left side, no score here in the second, and the 0-1 from Van Vassen is taken low and away, ball one. Now, what brought you here to Newport tonight?
Well, my good friend Mark Horan, Mark Horan, he likes to pronounce it I guess the Irish or Scottish version, but
1-1 is up and away.
We're good buddies from a golf club, a place where I live in the area, up in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Been coming here for about 6 years, and I've always wanted to get down and see a game here and learn a little bit about the league. And most recently, Mark and I talked about it, and he asked me if I'd throw out the first pitch tonight, and I was honored to do that. This is a very special and nice introduction, and I got to sit in the dugout with all the Gulls players and chat for about a half hour before the game, which was a lot of fun.
2-1 is up and away. Here's the 3-1, and it's outside ball four. One out walk, second walk issued by Van Vassen. Now, you played your entire career with the Philadelphia Phillies. You were World Series champion. I'm sure you have many memories from your time in Major League Baseball. Is there anything in particular that stands out? Is it winning the World Series? Is it being elected to the Hall of Fame?
Based on my experience right now tonight, what really stands out to me is when I played in the Central Illinois Collegiate League, a league very much like this league right here, where you go and you live there the whole summer. You play about 40 to 60 ball games. They used to.
John Scott, the catcher, takes a pitch outside.
They used to give you a job during the day, and you go to the park and play your games at night, and you travel on a bus, 50, 60 miles, 4 or 5 hours to play another team, and it was all college guys trying to make it, trying to get better as players. So that's what really stands out in my mind right now, tonight, is my memories of my days when I was these guys' age.
1-0 fastballs in there. The count 1-1. I'm sure Mark Horan, one of the Gulls owners, who invited you here tonight, probably told you a little bit about the league. 13 teams, all 6 New England states, and sort of emulates almost like a minor league schedule. They play every day and have summer camps to go to in the morning, and then have to hop on the bus and go to Vermont or New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's not easy, but trust me, it's where they want to be. We were talking about that, and I can imagine spending my summer in Newport, Rhode Island, playing baseball, right?
So you play with Mark over at Carnegie Abbey.
I don't think I have actually played golf with Mark. We've played in several tournaments together. Someday we'll get out there together, but we see each other all the time. Mark's actually a builder, a very reputable builder in the area, and he's going to be doing some work on my new home.
2-1 pitch is cut on a miss. Now leaving the count at 2-2 on John Scott. 1 out, 1 on, and we're here in the second. The Swamp Bats threatening yet again, this time just a runner at first. They had him loaded in the first, but a key double play ball got the Gulls out of the jam as Van Vassen looks in for the sign from Barr. From the stretch, below the belt, he'll fire back over to first, a check on Lukács. Now, as a career third baseman, I'm sure you factored into a lot of double plays. That's probably one of the key defensive friends to a pitcher.
Yes, and I was glad to see that they pitched around their cleanup hitter.
This pitch is fouled away.
The keen left-handed cleanup hitter with men on second and third and 1 out. I was glad to see that it was sort of like a unintentional intentional walk, and then he got his double play ball and got out of the inning. That was good sound baseball sense there.
Gus Gulls led the league in double plays, 44 turn this summer. Here's the 2-2. It's a strike three called on the outside corner, and this is second K for Mick Van Vassen. Now, you had a chance to talk to some of the players. As we're joined here by Mike Schmidt, a Hall of Famer and career ball player with the Philadelphia Phillies, World Series champion as well. Any particular advice you give them? Anything you tell them about how to help their careers along?
No, we didn't go there tonight in our little chat, and then it was more fun talking about
Fun things to do in Newport.
Where some of them were from, what they did in spare time around the Newport area. This is one of the top places to be in the country in the summertime, Newport, Rhode Island. We talked about the ball they use. They use a ball that's, what I would say, what do they call it? I want to say they've taken some sting out of their baseball.
Yeah, it's more of a dead ball.
A dead ball, I guess you could call it. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about the bats they use. We talked about the way they dress, the way they wear their uniforms, a lot of stuff like that. It was mostly laughable stuff. We were having a good time. A couple of them asked me the toughest pitchers I faced, but you got to remember, these kids weren't born when I played baseball.
1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball, bouncing back towards the mound. Van Vossen will have the bare hand, fire down to first. It's a wild throw, gets away, goes up the first base line. Heading over to third, stopping there will be Lukács. Into second goes Moore. It might have been an infield hit, but they're going to give an error either way, of course, to Van Vossen.
Well, no, that was 100% a sun ball. The first baseman could not see the ball coming from the pitch. A perfect sun. It's not quite behind the third base stands over here. I guess he has sunglasses on, but even with sunglasses, sometimes if the ball's right in the sun, that's unfortunate right there.
So once again, Van Vossen will have the pitch out of a jam. Runners at the second and third this time, though, with 2 out. As they go ahead and run 90 feet away for the Swamp Bats. Top of the order, Zach Lucas once again. And the pitch is taken high for ball 1. Lucas walked his last time. Now 3 walks in the postseason. Here at Cardines Field, Game 3 of the NECBL Championship Series. It all comes down to tonight, the Fay Vincent Cup on the line here in the NECBL. The 1-0 pitch from Van Vossen. The fastball misses, or rather in there for a strike. Just clips the inside corner, says Rick Delvecchio.
Do you see that a lot here, where the sun affects the place to first base?
Oh, absolutely, particularly in that that right side of the infield. And the pitcher still has the sun in his eyes usually for the first half hour or so of the game. So 1-1 comes inside, and that one just hit him on the elbow. Van Vossen led the team in hit by pitches with 8 in the regular season. Gets his first hit batter of the postseason. That will load the bases for the second inning in a row. And Mike Coombs will come out just to ask a question of Delvecchio of where Lucas was standing close to the batter's box. But
well, we could hear it. We could hear that hit up here.
Yeah.
The second baseman.
And for Keene, they only have 9 position players left this season, going a little longer than it was designed. A lot of kids they need to get home to school.
He does wear an elbow pad, though. The young man that just got hit, so he takes some sting out. That's another thing we talked about in the dugout tonight with some of the padding they might wear as hitters.
Here's Van Vossen's pitch is taken up and away. Ball 1 to Matt Ford. Single his last time. Bats here. The bases loaded in a 0-0 game. We're joined here again in the booth by Mike Schmidt. Mike, when you think back to your initial start in baseball, as the pitch is swung on and hit in the air to right center field. Jones going back, still going back at the wall. He leaps, it's off the wall, on a bounce. 1 run scores. Here comes another. Being waved home, and scoring is Lucas. The throw is wide. It's a 3-run double, and the Swamp Bats jump out to a lead here in the second. Matt Ford has his second hit of the ball game, and just like that, Keene's on top 3-0.
And that was a charge by Matt Ford. Van Vossen had been a little bit wild, a couple of walks and a hit by pitch, and Ford, who singled in the first inning on a ground ball, which really could have been a double play itself. That time, he just got all of that one, and you got to love the effort by Cody Jones trying to jump up and make a great leaping catch on the wall, but that one just hit too hard and too high, and Keene, a fantastic start.
So here comes Kevin Long out for a word with Van Vossen. I'm still here in the booth with Mike Schmidt, and just wondering how much has the game changed, not just from when you started playing initially and in high school and college, but also to the present day.
Well, the players are bigger, they're stronger. They're playing with, I would say, technologically different bats and balls. Balls, I think, are wound a little tighter. Obviously, there's like 20 bat companies now, and there used to be 2, and there's competition for harder, tougher, livelier bats, so that makes the ball jump a little bit more. The parks are smaller, the strike zones are smaller. I don't want to sound like I'm, got an old chip on my shoulder, but and I'm not by any means saying the game's easier. I'm just saying it's a different game. In the old days, it was more about baseball sense and baseball fundamentals. I think nowadays it's more about power. power and speed and entertainment.
1-0 pitch is swung on and hit in the air to center field. Jones going back, still going back, down into the triangle, turns, and will reach up and make the catch for the out that retires the side. But the out comes one batter too late as Matt Ford hits a 3-run, bases clearing, wall ball double. They give the Swamp Bats a 3-0 lead after an inning and a half here from Cardines Field. We'll keep it here live, joined in the booth by Mike Schmidt. And Mike, just a couple more quick questions for you. Thinking just about NECBL in general, or the Cape Cod League, or any summer collegiate baseball league, what should players try to do with this time? They've got maybe 45, 50 games over the course of a summer to hone their skills before they go back to fall ball or start using aluminum bats again in the spring.
Well, that's right. This is a wood bat league, right? Because I looked at some of the bats in the dugout. As young players like this, just repetition, more ground balls, more at-bats, a little, experiment here and there, try some things. For me, as a young player, I wasn't a very good breaking ball hitter. I could hit a fastball a long way to left field. I was a right-handed hitter, but I could not hit anything that was spinning. Wasn't very good off-speed hitter. And the more I saw it, and eventually I learned maybe to hit it up the middle or to hit it to right field, only because I went to the Central Illinois Collegiate League, played 60 games 2 summers in a row, my sophomore and junior years in college. Then I went to winter ball. My first 2 years in professional ball, I went to the Puerto Rican Winter League, and it's crazy, but the more you can do it, the better you're going to get at it. I don't know how to tell you anything. And the most important thing is to know when you need to make an adjustment, to know when you need to try something different, to know when something feels good, when something doesn't feel good, and burn that into your program. When it feels good, just learn to live with it and make it a part of your game. That's the only way you can do it, is be at the field every day.
Mike, like many athletes and prominent persons who've been in public life, who've gone on to fame, you've used some of your fame to give back to the community through charitable work over the years. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, like almost everybody nowadays that is successful in a professional sport endeavor. A lot of us have foundations, a lot of us have affiliations with various charities. Mine in Philadelphia, there was called the Child Guidance Clinic, and then I was chairman of the United Way for a lot of time. That's a nice
1-0 pitch from Trace Tamsing is swung on and belted out to right center field. That's going to fall down for a base hit. Extra bases for Tamsing, and he's in the second with a stand-up leadoff double.
That's right. They got to peck away, get some base runners, and we'll get a big blow here before this game's over. So, anyway. I'm no different. You do feel a sense of needing to give back. I was very fortunate. Had a big piece of that free agent pie when I was a player, and I feel a strong need to help people that are less fortunate than myself. And a lot of us in the sporting world been given great opportunities to do that, and almost everybody that I know has an association and is doing it.
Cody Jones stands in, takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. Mike Schmidt, Baseball Hall of Famer, elected on the first ballot. Thank you very much for joining us here, taking some time out of your day. And
yeah, it's been my pleasure.
Gracing all of us with your presence here at Cardines Field and throwing out the ceremonial first pitch tonight.
Thank you. We need a comeback here tonight. I'll be checking the newspaper tomorrow morning to make sure they won on the night I visited.
Go Gulls.